As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. My son has not been convicted of anything, and the jail they make their own rules.
YNW Melly back in court today. His attorney saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail, but prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows he needs to remain behind bars.
YNW Melly's life is about to change with the latest news of his release date. It was shared. A judge gave the Broward Sheriff's Office until December 16th to explain why Melly shouldn't be released from prison. If no explanation is given, YNW Melly will be released. The judge has already given the prosecutors a 10-day extension, further proving they're willing to do anything to keep Melly locked up. Just as Boozy said,
now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
this has been the same story over and over for Melly for the last 5 years. Whenever something goes his way, the judge or prosecutors find ways to stop it. With this constantly happening, Melly's mother is now suing the county jail to have her son released. As it's reported, Melly sues Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment and is seeking immediate release from prison. Melly also claims they have not allowed him to see or speak with family members for 3 years, which adds on top of an interview from Melly's mother paints a disturbing picture of his life in jail, making it sound like he won't last much longer. We've even heard Melly's mother talk about how YNW Melly's already been granted a mistrial, yet they refuse to let him have a chance at bond, while also not letting him use his phone calls or look at mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
However, we heard from Charleston White, and he shared that he's happy he's being mistreated.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated, when you done chose to play somebody.
Which upset Melly's mother a lot, considering she's been doing her best to help him the whole time, and now she's just heartbroken.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
But to get an inside view of the situation, Boozy went down and met with Melly's mother, and he had this to share.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman.
But in an attempt to help Melly's chance at a bond or official release, his lawyers brought up the text messages he sent with his ex-girlfriend when the crime went down. It shows a conversation that happened when he was running from the men who did the drive-by.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
As this proves, Melly was being chased by a car with rival team members in it. One of the biggest things that helps Melly is that no firearm was ever found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearms
However, Melly's lawyers are trying to provide reasons for his release. The feds created a 6-page document explaining why Melly shouldn't be released, and you tell me if you would release him. Because they started with the most important evidence, which is the motive behind the crime, as they revealed Melly was close to King Von before his arrest. And we heard from an old O Block member who shared that Melly asked King Von how to handle a situation with his 2 friends.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he killed his 2 friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his 2 friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
J. Hood believes Sack Chaser and Juvie were after Melly for financial gain. YNW was made up of 4 friends, being Bortland, Melly, Sack Chaser, and Juvie. But it turns out Melly and Bortland were bringing in the most money for the team. Therefore, they wanted a majority of it. However, Sack Chaser and Juvie felt entitled to an equal percentage of the group, even if they didn't do as much work for it. If you take that into account with how King Von would have handled situations, you can likely guess how Von would have told Melly to handle it. When you pair that motive with all the other pieces in the case, it looks like Melly might not get out, because the feds searched Melly's phone and found text messages of him admitting to the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
On top of that, there was a saved video on his phone of both Melly and Bortland looking happy and excited only hours after his friends passed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
It looks like neither of them is showing sadness for the loss of their 2 best friends. But getting into the physical evidence of the car that they were in, we saw Sergeant Williams declare that in his professional opinion, it couldn't have been a drive-by.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. And it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. The at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
Okay. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.
But with Williams revealing where the person who did the act must have been, we saw Juvie's mother confirm who was sitting there.
And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
To make it harder for Melly to be released, they targeted his partner YNW Bortland and threw him in jail for new charges.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with a witness.
Because the feds raided his house and found paperwork hidden that reveals Bortland took notes of the jurors' appearances. As it was announced, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of Bortland's home last week. The papers detail what the jurors looked like and a little map of where they were sitting, which had DJ Academics completely surprised they even did that.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Because either Bortland was going to use this to tamper with the jury, or if Melly got sentenced, he could have gone after the jurors for deciding he was guilty. However, the feds added more charges of witness tampering, because both Melly and Bortland just can't stop making the situation worse for themselves.
The state filing 6 new charges against Dimmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As Juvie's father revealed, they were using code words to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him.
Both Melly, Jamel Dimmons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they're going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
However, we'll just have to wait to see what new things will unfold before his next trial happens, because his trial was rescheduled for September 2025, which had his mother giving a new update outside the courthouse.
Free Melly till he's free. He's coming home, guys. Just patience. So we did have court today. Him and Bort, they both had court. And so basically, the judge put a new trial date in for September 10th of 2025. Please make it make sense. I don't know. At this point, they need to just dismiss the case. So, and yeah, he still doesn't have phone calls. Still no visitation. He's still in the new facility all alone by himself, no contact. He's not allowed to have contact with any other inmates. They move him around with several guards. It's like something you never